Hey everybody, welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, with another phenomenal podcast for you today. It's Friday. That means Deckhand Sports Friday. We're bringing in Adam and his crew, and we're going to be talking West Coast Outdoors and Sport Fishing Expo up in Ventura. We're going to be bringing in the boys here in just a minute, but I want to tell you all about Deckhand Sports. Dave and the boys over at Deckhand Sports have phenomenal products they just added to the product line. You got to go over there. You got to grab the QR code. You got to go over there and you got to check out all the great products. We already show you that beautiful video of the kill bag and how it separates the fish from the ice with the ribs inside the kill bag. We show you the easy opening and closing of the bag, all the different tie downs, but you got to go over to the website through the QR code there and check out all the great products they have, or just go to deckhandsports.com and you can check out everything that way if you're just listening to us on our podcast carriers. And thank you everybody for watching the show yesterday. Al and I had just the most phenomenal time fishing that back bay down there in San Diego. It is an incredible fishery. And I was blown away by the amount of people that watched the show yesterday and reached out to Al. And Al wanted me just to make sure to let you all know, make sure you call him sooner than later. After the show yesterday, his phone got kind of busy and he's booking up trips quick. If you want to get in on this bonefish fishing and these sharks and bat rays and spot fin croaker and yellowfin croaker and orangemouth corvina and all the other things that live in the back bay of San Diego, make sure you get with Al sooner than later. Elliot just put his phone number up on the screen, but I'll let you know, those of you that are listening, 619-800-3474. And if you're looking for something super fun to do with your children, you would definitely want to do this back bay fishing in San Diego. For me personally, fishing for a living at the highest level you can possibly do it at for 48 years, I'll tell you what, I'm bummed that I didn't find this until just now. I would have been doing it a long time ago. This back bay San Diego thing is absolutely magical. I was with Tommy Gomes this morning at his store, Tunaville Market and Grocery, and him and I sat and talked about that back bay fishery for probably a half an hour, 45 minutes. And Tommy and I have been doing this for a very long time. That's the only place Tommy fishes when he goes fishing, is that back bay there. He's like the master back there, like Al is. We were all swapping stories today. It was pretty cool. So just make sure you get a hold of Al sooner than later. And gang, without any further ado, let's bring in the guys. Let's talk about this new trade show coming into Ventura. I'm super excited about it. Richard, Adam, welcome to the show. Tell us all about what's going on up in Ventura. A little bit about your fishing background, stuff like that. We'll start with you, Adam. How did you get into fishing?
Well, yeah, 1979 was my first trip, showing my age, but I was fishing out of Cisco's sports fishing in the Channel Islands Harbor. And that was back when they were still dropping 6 hooks, on the cod rigs. And that was my introduction to it. And as a kid of 17 years old, that was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. But that was where I first got bit by the fishing bug. And since then, I've fished all the landings locally, and we fish out of Seafort, and for our group, our club is the Los Crudos Fishing Club, is the club that I'm part of, which means the hangovers, and we do our best to annihilate the fish and whatever beer is on board on the boats, usually when we charter.
I understand.
Now I'm fit. Now I fish. Now that I know how to fish, still learning every day. I stepped away from it for a while due to business, work, family, kids, and all that, and no time to do it. To where about 15 years ago, I started fishing out of the Hooks Landing on a boat called the Seabiscuit back in the day. I believe it's still out there with Captain Bob. And I started, we started a rock fishing and went on some overnight trips and really enjoyed it. Got back into it, so I got bit again with a fishing bug. And started learning a little bit more the skill part of fishing. And that's when I met a good friend of mine named George Gonzalez, who helped me out with mentoring me. He's a boat captain and an old deckhand, and got me all into it. Now, we're fishing tuna. We're fishing. I just did a 10-day trip on the XL about a year ago, and caught everything that we possibly can and had a great time. But we regularly do 2-3 day trips, and I just enjoy it, man. There's nothing better than being on the water fishing. I don't care. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you're catching fish. I prefer to catch fish, but the camaraderie and the friendship and that fresh air and everything that you see out there is amazing. So I love being on the water.
And I'm gonna get to you in just a second, Richard. But Adam, I want to tell you a couple of things about that boat, the Seabiscuit. That Seabiscuit was originally built by Spike Taft, and that thing was one of the most incredible sport fishing boats built at its time. It had 3 engines in it. The thing absolutely hauled butt, did about 20 knots, while the rest of the fleet was doing 8 or 9 knots. Someone that you all probably know and heard of, and a lot of us know him very well, Frank Lopresti, used to be the second operator on there when it was called the Patrician. Then I had a long career working on that boat as the Patrician, both commercially rock cod fishing and fishing albacore, fishing tuna. I worked for a guy named Mike Thompson, who's the owner of Newport Landing. He was the captain and co-owner of the Patrician. Then it went on up there, and they changed hands and changed the name. It became the Seabiscuit. That boat has a phenomenal amount of history for me and my family. My dad ran it for years out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. The boat ran down out of here, out of Dana Point for a long, long time. We migrated to San Diego every year. So when I heard the Seabiscuit, I couldn't wait to say, hey, I know that boat. And Frank Lopresti used to be the second operator on it. That boat's got some bitchin' ass history. Hey, Richard, welcome to the show, buddy. Thanks for joining us. I know you're a fisherman, you're a hunter, you got all kinds of cool stuff doing. Now you're putting together a beautiful trade show. Tell us a little bit about how you got into this thing.
Well, I mean, both Adam and I were longtime residents here of Ventura County. And for anybody who knows Ventura County, I mean, especially as you get to the coast, I mean, we have a lot of coastline. There's a lot of, the fishing is very big and the industry is very big here in the area. But I grew up a little bit more inland, more towards the Fillmore area. So I did a lot of freshwater fishing. It was mainly like in Lake Piru, hiking up into the Sespe. Then we have, Lake Casillas, Castaic, and then you go a little bit north, in Santa Barbara, you got Lake Cachuma. So my stuff was mainly more freshwater because I get a little bit of seasick and I don't drink. So I didn't do a lot of fishing out in the ocean, but that's kind of my background as far as fishing. I've also done a lot of hunting all over the United States. So, on the show, I'm trying to focus a little bit more on, while the 2 guys here are focusing a lot on the sport fishing, I'm trying to get the other side of the entertainment with the hunters and the people that go up, all over the United States. But we live in a very unique area here in Ventura County. I mean, we're kind of a little bit isolated from Los Angeles. We're just within an hour of LA, and everything's close here. I mean, within 15, 20 minutes, you're up into the Ojai Mountains. You can do a bunch of stuff up there. And so that's kind of indirectly how I got involved. And Adam and I have known each other for a long time, and we do other expos. And then then Dr. A, we've known him for a while, and then everybody started talking about doing something with fishing. And we thought about doing something a while back and kind of tried it, but we never officially launched it because you have to have the right friendships, right connections to really make this thing work.
On COVID.
Oh, it's
COVID. Then COVID came. No, then COVID came, and then it was like, okay, well, that squats any events that we were going to have. So we had to lay low with what our plans were for a couple of years. And so here we are.
Well, I personally saw what you guys were trying to put together, and I thought I need to get involved with this because we're on a track right now where they want to shut down fishing, hunting, anything that has to do with going outside. So having a show like this and turning on everybody to another show, even though we thought show season was over, we're excited that there's another show so we can show what's going on and how we do take care of the environment and how we do take care of the ocean and how we're into conservation. And I think this is a great time to have another show here right in the beginning of May, right before every kind of fish in the world starts biting. But Richard, it's perfect that you're talking about the inland stuff and the freshwater stuff, because we got a thing coming down the pipe right now called 30 by 30, where they're looking to shut down a third of the inland thing too. So this is super important to have a show like this. So I'm super excited to have you guys on here today. And Adam, who's that set next to you?
This is our other partner. This is Dr. A.
Hi, Dave.
Hey.
We talked on the phone a little bit.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I'm a dentist. I went to UCLA, and I grew up in Orange County. Fished all up and down from LA down to San Diego. And one of my favorites, and I didn't know at the time talking to you, was always Dana Wharf. So I moved up here from Hollywood. I had a practice in Hollywood, and I did that for 19 years. And when I sold the practice, I actually took a 6-month break. And I had a buddy of mine who was a captain out of 22nd Street Landing, and he did the Chubasco, which went to Colorado to Catalina every day. And so he said, why don't you come up and fish? He says, you can have some fishing, free fishing. I said, hey, it sounds good. Got on that boat. I was a deckhand for the next 3 weeks. And I'm telling you, Dave, the hardest job I've ever had was deckhanding on a boat, especially out of Catalina. After a full day of having fun with all the fishermen, but cleaning that boat. So I moved up here to Ventura 9 years ago. And I've met these two gentlemen, Richard and Adam, that we've become great friends. And we sat down one day and said, you know what? It's time that we bring a show back here. It's been since about 2003 since it's been a show here. We've got 4 major harbors on our saltwater. We've got the Channel Islands. We've got 4 major fisheries on freshwater lakes. So it was a no-brainer. But again, because of COVID, and now that we're back open, we have an opportunity to have a beautiful venue, the Ventura County Fairgrounds. For those who have not been there, you stand in the parking lot and you're 100 feet from the sand and you're looking at the beautiful Santa Cruz and Channel Islands. So fortunately, you've gotten together and we're bringing this show back where it should belong, and hopefully for a long time.
Yeah, I'm with you. And guys, if the show goes good today, we can blame Doc there because he kind of put us all together. And if the show goes bad today, we're going to blame Adam. So I also do stand-up comedy. I actually do. That Levity Live and Improv. You need to come on stage with me, Dave. Absolutely. I do. I have a pretty entertaining channel as it is. I'm pretty entertaining. I'm a pretty funny guy. They tell me anyway. But so, Adam, back to you. So you've been in the promotion business, and Richard, you guys have been in the promotion business for a very long time. And I always saw that venue down there in Ventura as it had to be just run wrong or something, because there should not be that building setting empty. Location, like Doc said, location, gang. And if you're going to do an outdoor show, you can do it on the beach. How bitchin' is that?
I think that they're trying to keep it a secret, but believe it or not, as my partner Richard was saying last year, there's a company, a gentleman named John, that is the owner of Spencer McKenzie's a restaurant in Ventura, but he is the owner of the largest cornhole tournament in the world that takes place at the Ventura County Fairgrounds, and they put off a show last year that was a 5-day show. This venue is amazing. It accommodates anybody that's trying to pull something off on a large platform. We've been doing events there for about 10 years as far as our own company, but I've worked events there off and on for the last 20 years.
X Games.
They brought the X Games there this last year also.
They'll be back this year.
And they'll be back this year. But for me, the venue, we were doing our events in hotels previously, and we outgrew those within the first or second event. We started that in 2006 with the first expo, a business expo that we put on. We sold it out when everybody said we couldn't. And we're doing the same thing with this event. A lot of question marks for the timeline for us, but what I'm finding out are, there's a need, and I have not had too many negative conversations in regards to our event. And trust me, I make 100 phone calls a day, and we're just excited to get it back here in Ventura. I don't mind going to Long Beach over there. I don't mind going to Orange County. I don't mind going to Bakersfield. I don't mind those trips, but where we live, I mean, if you're we're right at Surfers Point in Ventura, like Dr. A said. You can look outside your venue there, and you can see the islands, the Channel Islands, right there. Beautiful place. It does get a little breezy in the evening, but our events that we put on there, the relationship that we have with the fairgrounds are second to none. I got every person's contact that works the fairgrounds that helps us there. and they've been very good at receiving us. And my relationship with them is, like I said, second to none. So that helps.
The other thing too, if I can add, like I said, we live in a very unique area here, and Adam and I have always been about helping the small businesses. I mean, because we started off, as a small business, and there wasn't a whole lot of, resources and so forth. And those small businesses, we're kind of humbled because they support us in all of our events. And as we go around to a lot of these shows all up and down, not just in California, you start to meet people that this is all they do. They go from event to event. So the fact that there's no other events after April or big events that we really know about out in the area is kind of mind blowing. I know you got like the guys up in Alaska, their season starts like in June when they start booking, but the rest of our ocean is open 24/7, all year round. And a lot of these small businesses, when we told them, hey, we're doing an event in April, and they're like, in May, they were super excited because it's like, well, a lot of times we're done by April, and we have to either go online to sell our goods, and now we can attend another event, which kind of extends them through, pushes them out through the summer, because we thought about doing it, in June, and then some people say, no, it's too late. Then we even thought about doing one in September because there's no shows out here around that time. And so we picked Cinco de Mayo, so it's a little bit of a theme. We're hoping that kind of sticks with what, with our event and it grows. But we have plenty of space there to grow this event larger than any other event in California. It's a very unique fairground.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see how it all comes together. I know I was talking to Adam and Richard before I went live. Doc, you weren't on here yet, but there are still some spaces available for some vendors. Not a lot, gang. Don't think you're going to get there and there isn't going to be a lot of vendors. There'll be plenty of vendors, but we have a few vendor spots.
Uh-oh.
I think we lost Dave again, guys. If you want to take over, just talk.
Yeah, basically what he's saying is that we still have some spots open. We're limiting this year's event to 2 of the bigger buildings, but plenty of space outside. I think we have about 20 or 30 spots left, and we're in the home stretch here. So definitely, if you guys
we have 18 spots left indoors, and the outdoors is all sold out.
Yeah, so definitely, if you guys are listening out there that are in the business, call 805-216-1927 or visit sportfishingexpo.com and request information. We'll take care of you guys. It's going to be a pretty exciting event. Adam, you want to go off like some of the other sponsors that are coming?
Well, we were fortunate to grab some goods right off the back. The support that we got was amazing, especially from the boat yacht companies. We got Eric Herman with Executive Yachts was my first customer that said he's in. That was followed by Boat Specialists, and then we ended up with Gailey's Marine and Freedom Boats. Well, Freedom Boats a club, but Duffy Boats. So we got 4 local boat companies and yacht companies to jump on board right away, and that's what really.
Also, our local one of our local big. Very well-known tackle shop is Eric's Tackle. He jumped on board. He's actually. It's been great having Eric on. He's not officially on board as an owner or anything, but he's been really good at mentoring as a consultant and mentoring us and letting us say, "Hey, this is kind of how it works." And we're really.
And he's my tackle shop.
He's a tackle.
Dave, you know Eric, didn't you?
Oh, he's a good guy. He runs a great tackle store. He always has good things to say about your saltwater guide, which is good for Eric, because the last thing you want to do is talk bad about me. I promise that won't work out well for you. But no, Eric's a really good guy, and he's got his finger on the pulse of what's going on out on the water. Back to what you were saying about May, though. May's a great time because historically this industry, and we haven't been in it very long. My dad didn't start until 47, so I know there's people that have been in it way longer than us. But the season really never started until the middle of July. That's when fishing started in Southern California, since the beginning of time. Now, I know there's a lot of kids that are running boats today that are super spoiled because fishing starts in April and March, but we've never seen that historically, and that's not going to last. So this is going to be great, and it's going to be great for all the companies. All the different companies that need that little bit of push, a little bit more help, a little bit more, go out to the show and get your products from the vendors that are at the show, because this is the ma and pa. This is what the fabric of the United States. This is what holds us together. When you go out to a big box store, you're not really helping anybody. But when you come to this trade show, when you come and you see all the exhibitors that are at the show, and you get to talk to the owners of the product and the creators of the product, and you get to talk and you get to interact and you get to intermingle. That's America. That's what America's all about. That's what this show, we try to highlight people that are in the industry that are doing it. That's what we talk about Monday through Friday. So I want you all to think about it when you're thinking, what are we going to do in the beginning of May? Well, you're going to go to the West Coast Outdoors and Sport Fishing Expo, and you're going to give back to the exhibitors that are spending their time and their money to be there, so that you have a cool event to go to. So let's all rally around this event one more time. Let's all go and check it out. So let's go through, either Richard or Adam or Doc, whoever has the list of the exhibitors that are already committed that are going to be there. Let's hear some names so that
we're gonna let Adam go through that list.
Great.
And again, we have over 2 million people in the surrounding counties in Ventura County that have been looking for a show. Some go down south, but they've all been waiting for the show, and now it's here.
All right, you ready? So we got Madam Lure. These are a lot of mom and pops businesses in here, which is great. And
they're local business too, Adam.
Yeah, they're from the Ventura County area. So we got Madam Lure, First Imprint, which is a local guy that does all the vinyl wrapping for a lot of the boats and the yachts around here, plus apparel. Eric's Tackle, Executive Yachts, Captain Hook's sports fishing, Anglerettes. It's an apparel line. We got Community Kev with Kevin with the Real Guppies program, Snap Down, swim baits, Cutco. You can't have an outdoor event without Cutco being there. They're at every event that I've ever been to. The Santa Barbara Landing, Hubble Marine Insurance, the Stardust Sports Fishing Boat, which is part of Santa Barbara Landing, the Santa Barbara Landing, the Dive Shop, Gailey's Marine, Advanced Canvas, a gentleman that makes covers and stuff for boats and canvas work for it. We have a Coyote RV, 805 Firestone, as you notice, is at the top of all our stuff. They're a title sponsor. We got Pyramid Lake Guide Service, Lacey's Guide Service. He's one of our sponsors for
my personal guides, and I caught a 23-pounder last October.
And
one of the speakers as well.
Yeah, he's one of the speakers that I'll go through that list of speakers in a little bit when we're ready. We got Hook, Line, and Sinker Tackle Shop, Specialty Marine, Boat Specialists, Channel Coast Marine, Southern California Aqua Traction, Duffy Boats, Freedom Boats, Channel Islands Kayaking, Outdoor RV Adventuring, Aloha Spirit. You guys know Sean, of course, and the Gray Light. We got Kirby Automobile Dealership, Something Fishy, Mission Fish, Brian Barber, good friend of mine.
For veterans?
For veterans. Greg Rents, which is a rental company that rents equipment here. Fred Clinshaw, another one of our guest speakers. San Diego Tackle Traders. Cast and Crank, Nick will be there. Fly Fishing the Surf, Lee is also one of our guest speakers. Costa Sunglasses, Phoenix Rods, Fishing Syndicate, Bass Strex, iRod Rods, Bob Sands Tackle, Accurate Reels, Fishworks, Southern California Jerky 805, Pop-Up Boards, Amazing Fishing, Drew's Baits, Timble's Licorice, which is it's a husband and wife team. Drew does his baits. His wife does she has a candy business that she makes licorice. She'll be selling there. Fishing Syndicate has two different separate booths. They're on here twice because they're doing apparel and fishing gear.
And they come from my hometown, La Habra, California.
Yep. And then Detail Chicks. That's a local detail crew that takes care of boats, cars, anything that needs to be detailed. You want me to keep going on the list, Dave?
No, that's a phenomenal list. And a lot of those names you guys saw at the other shows. So
I got 5 more pages. I got 5 more pages. I didn't want to take up all the time reading them.
No, I just wanted people to understand.
We have a lot of vendors. I'm looking forward to coming to this event.
Yeah, there you go. There's a vendors list. I just want people to understand that, yes, some of the biggest names in the industry are going to be there. Some of the people that you've seen at the other shows, they're going to be there. There's going to be a lot of support from the industry there. So make sure you make it up there. And our good friend, Mike Lewis, he's a good friend of mine. That he also tells me that that's where he races. That's his track where he races at. That's his hometown track.
They'll be having races that Saturday night.
Mike,
People can go.
Yeah, Mike Lewis.
We're actually collaborating with Jim Naylor, who runs that and owns that race speedway. That Saturday night there will be races, and we'll be promoting him there locally. He's promoting us all over his speedway right now. It's, you know, for us, success of an event is all about collaboration, and we collaborate with everybody that's available, and anybody that wants to work with us, we work with them. We do it. You know, that's what it's about. Networking. You know, if you're not networking in this business, you're not working.
Absolutely.
There's our speaker list right there.
Nice. Let's see. Okay. So
Dave, I want to brag on somebody a little bit. If you can, I just want to show you something when you have a chance.
Yep, Elliot will pull down that. Let's see.
This is our poster.
Yeah.
And I'm bragging because that's our partner, Richard Ramos, who does all our social media and all our graphics. This is an awesome poster. We're trying to do this A1. This is our vendor. This is not like a little empty packet with a piece of card with writing on it. This is our vendor badge. This is what every vendor is going to get for their staff. The vendors themselves will get on one on hard plastic.
Hey, Doc, there's a box there with one.
And what we're going to do is when those vendors check in on Thursday, we're going to feed them a Mexican buffet
We got a cocktail. We have a happy hour. That's a complimentary happy hour for our vendors from 6 to 8. Drinks and food are going to be on us from Cabo Seafood and Cantina, which is a local Mexican restaurant.
Awesome.
That I use for a lot of my events.
Nice. There you go. That's a big deal.
Back to what you're saying. It is. It's we want our vendors to we look. Our history with working with vendors is the concierge service. We try to work with every single one of them, and we try to take care of their needs. I mean, we've even helped some design a logo for. They don't have a logo. We designed them a logo. We don't care about the small stuff. We don't sweat the small stuff. We keep moving forward, and we try to help as many people as we can in the process.
If you're a vendor out there and you want to attend our show, let me tell you what our main concern is. Our main concern is getting people walking in front of your booth. That should be the concern of anybody that throws a show on. Without those people, you can't run your business. And that's what it's all about. So we have given away over 4,000 tickets. Given away. Because we want the people of these counties and from LA County to come up and go to the show. So our vendors will be happy and they will come back and it's be a very successful show.
Oh, absolutely.
The key take on that is that we've already given them out.
They're out there.
Well, that's good. There you go. Well, we know at least 4,000 people are coming to the show. That's for sure. But Richard, kind of give us a rundown. The show opens what day? What's going on during the show opening? And what's the events? And then what day does it close? And how does it open? And how does it close?
Yeah, basically it starts on May 3rd. Every single day is going to be 10 to 6. And it starts on May 3rd, which is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, we're planning on having a lot of people there, especially on the slow days where a lot of these other shows, not knocking them, but it is what it is sometimes, is that we're trying to create other events like the cornhole tournament on Sunday, which is going to draw a whole other crowd and introduce them to the fishing industry. And I mean, we're advertising everywhere. If you're familiar with Ventura County, they put up a digital billboard at the car dealerships. We're on there 24/7 between now and show date. So there's millions of cars that go through there, and we're getting a lot of exposure and a lot of support. But again, it's May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Cinco de Mayo weekend, and we're already contracted with the Fairgrounds for the next 10 years. So we're locked in, and we're going to try to keep Cinco de Mayo kind of a festive. We want to use one of those dates where it's a little bit festive so people can come out and have fun. Because usually a lot of times, what else do people do on Cinco de Mayo? That's why I call it Drinko de Mayo, right? You go out and drink. Well, now you can take the family out and have a good time. And there's something there for everybody. There's something there for males, females, for kids. And we want to make it a family event. We want kids, especially all these kids that got locked up during COVID, right? They had nowhere to go. They weren't doing anything. And they're just laying around. Here now you can start to get back out. Our community's, rebounded pretty good from COVID. And this is just one other thing that, we want to do right before summer and to get people ready to, go out there and have some fun. And we're helping to grow it with some more boats, maybe some more like ski boats and things like that, outdoor motorsports, and that'll come in the coming shows. But we have a lot of space there to grow into that fairgrounds, a lot. So we're ready for it.
Yeah, but
Can I add something to that, Dave?
absolutely.
So one of the things that we did is that there are a handful, I think we put out maybe 400 or 500 VIP tickets that allow the attendees to come in at 9 a.m. an hour earlier. And so that gives them a little some of the people that are looking into possibly participating again. I gave them VIP tickets, so if they get a chance to come in, they can actually speak to the vendors and engage them a little bit. And then also all day Thursdays move-in day for these guys. So that's when we're going to host a little cocktail party for all our vendors. We want them to know that we care about them and we appreciate them, and we look forward to working with them and developing these relationships with these guys.
What also, again, what we're trying to do is not just have a sports fishing show. This is outdoors. This is RVs, and we're also bringing in. David, you've seen the guys who throw the axe? The stores now you can go and drink and throw axes. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that a great concept? Let's go get drunk and throw axes.
Yeah.
But that is the Mighty Axe. They are in Camarillo and in Oxnard, and they're going to bring a trailer. So for free, you can walk in and do this. Also, we have someone from VC Armory, and I'm going to have Richard tell you what they're bringing.
Yeah, what's cool about VC Armory is my niece and her husband own the only live action shooter simulator, similar to what they use at the sheriff's department. But there's other themes that they can put on there to put games and other situations. So we're going to have a booth. They're going to have a space there pretty big where people can come in and they're maybe thinking of getting a firearm, but they're scared of going to the firing range because the noise. This is smokeless. You put on the headphones and you shoot. I mean, it's using real firearms. It's really, really cool. And so they're going to be there. And again, we want to grow that whole outdoor stuff more over the coming years, and that's where it starts. So again, there's something there for everybody, and it's going to be really, really fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a blast. Mike Lewis, if you want to go to that show, give me a call after this. I'd love for you to represent your saltwater guy to have a booth there. That's something that we talked about with the guys, and there's an opportunity for that. The only thing I can't come up from Cabo and go man the booth. But Mike, if you and Jamie want to do that, that's out there for you. He's watching. He's one of my good friends, and he lives right down the street, and that's his racetrack. He's a pretty famous racer, and that's his home racetrack. So he'd bring a lot of fans if he decides to come. So maybe he'll come. And then another good friend of ours.
Come on, Mike. Come on. We want you, Mike. We got a booth for you.
And then another good friend of mine, Daniel Rubin, he has Real Quick Company where they're made that beautiful way to put your reel on your rod. He's going to be there. This is going to be their first show ever. He's going to be there. He's going to be having that going on. And Daniel and I checked that out at the PCS show. I touched it. I felt it. We've been kind of working together, talking about it, and I'm really excited about it. Daniel, we'll bring you in on the show next week. Daniel's got some tickets to give away for on the podcast. We'll bring you on the podcast next week. Daniel talk about the Real Quick thing, and he's going to debut it at your guys' show. So those of you that are thinking, there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff at the show. You'll do it? Yeah, I'm trying to get Sonny too, Mike Lewis. But yeah, we'll
Mike's
talk.
in.
All right, Mike.
There you go, gang.
I don't mess around. Mike's down for a booth already.
There you go.
I got a couple burritos for you, Mike.
Mike Lewis will drag some people there.
I went to Daniel's shop in Oxnard.
That's his trap.
I went to Daniel's shop in Oxnard. He's got some pretty cool equipment there for the Real Quick. Yeah, he's in Vegas right now. I'm not sure if he's working or playing, but he messaged me that he's in Vegas. And but his shop is 3 minutes from my house. And that was a pleasure to go in there and check it out. He's got some good stuff.
And yeah, Daniel, you can post from YouTube. It comes up on the screen also. I see you on Facebook. And yeah, it'll be cool for you guys to see that product. You're going to want to stop by that booth because that product's incredible. And if Mike Lewis is coming to your show, get ready. That's going to bring a whole bunch of different people because that race world kind of coincides with the RV world and that whole thing. So that's going to be cool to have Mike Lewis there. So you might want to pump that up a little bit on your side because he just said he's coming. So there you go.
Adam will tell you what we're doing.
No, I already did.
Oh, you already did.
You already did. Yeah, we're collaborating with for marketing and promoting. But Mike Lewis, if you can email me your logo and information at adam@expomarketing.us, we'll get you squared away.
Yeah.
adam@expomarketing.us.
You see what
Anybody who's interested in this event can do that. Contact me.
you guys see what he wrote up on the screen right there? That's Mike Lewis right there.
That's his what?
32.
Yeah, I saw all his championships.
Oh yeah, he's a big deal. You're gonna be happy to have him there. Daniel's gonna be cool. Jeanette, real quick, this outfit, this AFCO fleece sweatshirt, this thing is incredible. This thing is so I'm free. Listen, I'm freezing to death right now. I know it's 62. I am freezing. I should have wore some underwear today. I knew it was the day to wear them. Kelly packed them in my bag, but I didn't put them on. I'm so cold, but this is allowing the top part of my body to be warm. So yeah, you want to get one of these sweatshirts from AFCO. It's insane. And we'll talk more about it, Jeanette, when I talk to you and Dave later. But gang, this show, I wish I was up here. I wish I was up in Ventura. I want to go see the Seabiscuit. I want to go hang out up there and see everybody. And now Mike Lewis is going to the show. And Eric knows my other guide that lives up there and works up there, Sonny, who used to work on the sport boats out of Santa Barbara and out of Ventura. He's going to be hopefully coming up and hanging out with Mike Lewis at the show, gang. So we'll have some representation for your saltwater guide at the show. So there's another reason to go. Yeah, I always, Jeanette. I don't know any other way. I bought my first pair of underwear 2 years ago. But there you go. There's a good video.
Daniel Rubin in the flesh.
Showing off the Real Quick system. It's a bitchin' system, and he finally got it so that I can talk about it because he made one for the Makaira series reel. So now I'm able to talk about. I told him I can't talk about it till you make one for Okuma. So now he has one for the Makaira series reel. But you're going to be able to see this whole thing. It is an absolute incredible design, gang. Quick on, quick off. Your reels go on and off your rods so quick, so bitchin'. And you'll be able to see all that at the show, plus all the other things. And now you get to see world champion Mike Lewis at the show. You guys coming on our show here today has just opened up a whole bunch of cool stuff, right, Adam?
Definitely.
Huge. Yeah, I'm
Appreciate it. It was awesome.
We love it. We love it.
We'll have to come down and take you to dinner at Cabo. You want to go to Cabo and take us to dinner?
Sure.
Yeah, I think you have to. You
All right, we're coming to see you down there in Cabo, Dave.
Just don't bring any U.S. dollars. They hate them down there. They want pesos. Yeah, we're still here. I see you guys. You hear me?
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
One of the good about
All right. So how many speakers per day? You got two or three speakers a day, or what are we doing with the speakers?
We got a full schedule for the whole day. We got 9 speakers. I'm getting it back up here on my website.
Yeah, no problem.
We have nine speakers. Okay. I think Elliot had it up he had the list up on the screen here a minute ago.
Oh, the speaker list.
But
yeah.
Do you want me to go through our speaker list right quick? We
Nope,
got Hans Broke.
No, just
there it is.
all day long. You got speakers. There won't
All
be
day
any
long.
dead time.
Yeah, there's
All day long.
First speaker starts, I believe, at 11, and then goes till the end. And there's going to be speakers all day long, something 45 minutes and like 15 minutes for questions. They're going to start. They're going to discuss certain things here. We got Hans, we got Pyramid Lake, we got Fred Clinshaw, Lee Berryman, Fishing the Surf, Bryce Herman with the Legit, Sean Stewart with the Aloha Spirit, and the Gray Light. Let me see. James Kadawa is going to be talking about what he does. And let me see. We got Captain Vague who's going to be discussing rod wrapping, jigging. Oh, yeah. James Kadawa is doing the jigging seminar. And we got Kevin Brandon, who's our local guy with our Real Anglers Fishing, the Guppies program, and Community Kev. He does a lot of outreach with kids and youth
And family.
And he's he cut his teeth at the pier fishing, and he's from Port Hueneme. He's been there his whole life. So he's going to be talking about fishing the pier for, that market. We got Brian Evans with Bass Tricks, who's going to, basically discuss surf fishing in Ventura County in general. So we got some good people: Sean Stewart, Bryce Herman, Lee Berryman, Fred Clinshaw. Let me see who else. Kadawa, James Kadawa, and Captain Vague.
What I can tell you, Dave, is when every one of the people that come to this show walk through our gates, you're going to see my banner out there with my picture with my 23-pounder and another picture with a salmon. We are going to give away a 2-day paid trip on the water at Pyramid Lake, and then also 2 days with myself and my guide at Buoy 10 for a salmon trip. We're giving those away to anyone who wants to register when you walk through the gates.
And this is the 23-pounder right here.
Look, we also have a lot of giveaways from a lot of the other vendors. And what we're going to do with that, we listen to the vendors when we go to these different events. And one of the things that it was kind of interesting that a couple of people brought up was, sometimes we donate, we give these items to give away for a drawing for the promoters, but we never know who wins it. So what we're going to do is probably the following week, we're going to do a live stream where we're going to be pulling the numbers, and people will be able to see live there what they want. And then we're going to, at our cost, we're going to ship those items to them to make sure that, there's tracking. And then we're going to give that information off to the exhibitor or the vendor as well, so they know that, it's going to the right person.
Yeah, so it's just not those 2 trips. We have multiple rods and reels and apparel and everything that we're going to be giving out to the public. So all they have to do is just register when they come to the gate. It'll be a QR code.
Nice. How cool is that? You're kind of excited about this show, it sounds like.
Can you tell we're excited?
Yeah, a little bit excited.
Hey,
I'm
Dave,
excited
one of the questions that I've been answering over and over from vendors when they contact us, their question was, is this our first show? Well, it might be our first outdoor show, but it's not our first show. We've done over 40 large platform expos. We've done over 100 events throughout California and out of state and out of country. So, we're not new at this. And the other thing is, me and my partner Richard, we are the owners of EXPO Marketing, which allows us certain level of access to marketing tools and materials that other people do not have that are without hiring a marketing firm. So we are a marketing firm, and that's what we do for a living. And this expo that we're working on right now, we have all hands on deck. Everybody's working it every single way. We got the perfect team for doing it, and it's only going to grow from here on out. Trust me when I tell you, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be there pretty much. Right now, we're looking at the first weekend of May of every year. The first weekend of May. It's easier to remember when you put it on your calendar. First weekend of May, you're going to be in Ventura County Fairgrounds, working the event. And again, we have a lot of experience organizing expos. We have a lot of experience with the network marketing, and social media marketing. It's what we do, and it's what we've been doing for years and years. So I hope everybody comes out and checks out the show and gives us a run to see, so they can put it on their calendar for the next year. And the vendors that are on the fence, that are probably watching your show, some of them, that those of you that are on the fence, give me a call, man. Let's talk. I guarantee you, we're going to make it worth everybody's time.
Yeah, and Elliot put contact information up for Adam up on the screen a few minutes ago. Just reach out to him, get a hold of him. If you want to be at a trade show, you missed out on the other trade shows, and you want to be, this is your big opportunity to get in there and be a part of something that could be very. I'm hoping that's why we're here on the show. This is going to be very, very big for a very, very long time. That's why I brought you guys in here on the show, just so you know. Gang, this isn't a paid advertisement. This is my podcast. We do it every day. I'm just telling you, this could be the next big show for that area up there that's been lacking a show for a very, very long time. So you're going to be, those of you that are exhibitors, you want to get in now. You want to get in there because these guys have been marketing for years, so they know how to get people to their shows. There's going to be people there to see your product. And Daniel's super fired up. I mean, he shot me 3 comments while we're talking, plus he's hitting the screen. He's super excited to be there and to show off this real quick system. But there's going to be so much other stuff there. Our good friend Brandon from Something's Fishy is going to be there. He's a really good human being. We promote the heck out of his product all the time. We make videos with them at the other shows. So I'm excited that he's going to be there. Eric, he's got his finger on the pulse of what's going on in the fishing industry. So, you know, he's put together guys are really speakers. And if you guys follow my podcast at all, you saw Kevin Brandon on here. We did a bunch to help him raise more money to take more children fishing. You're going to get to meet Kevin at the show. He's going to be there. He's going to be speaking. He's going to be wandering around the floors. There's going to be a lot of the people that you've seen on our podcast or you're going to see that are going to be at this show. And then I'm super excited that you guys are going to have Mike Lewis. You don't understand. You guys, when this is over, Google Mike Lewis and find out about racing. You're going to go, no way. All right. It's going to be cool, gang. This is going to be so much fun. And here's what we're going to do. I talked to Richard and Doc and Adam before we went live. We're going to be trying to give away a pair of tickets every day leading up to the show on the podcast. So we'll be talking about this show every day for the next couple of weeks before the show opens. And we'll be giving away a couple of tickets, and you guys can win those tickets simply by sending in comments. And we read through the comments like my wife do on Thursdays, and my wife picks one lucky person. We're putting Kelly under the microscope right now. We're going to have her be picking the people next week. So make your comments cool. Make them really good. Let us know. And Kelly will be giving away tickets. Don't make comments if you can't go. No, make comments no matter what. You can give the tickets away to somebody else. I'm just kidding you. Make lots of comments. And remember, this is a super positive place to hang out. And what I would suggest, Richard, Doc, and Adam, is after the show, make sure you pay attention to the comments because there's lots of comments coming in full speed. We got a lot of participation on the show today. But if you guys got anything else to add, I'm going to get going because I'm only up in town for one day and I got a ton of stuff to do. So you got anything else you guys want to talk about real quick?
Just a reminder, www.sportsfishingexpo.com, Adam at expomarketing.us. I'll even put my phone number on there, 805-216-1927. Call me with any questions you may have in regards to attending or being a vendor.
And I just want to say, Dave, you know, we kind of met through Messenger and Facebook. We talked on the phone. We talked for about 40 minutes. I was just so happy to meet you and talk to you. And you're the one that said, come on my show. It wasn't like some of the other ones that we dealt with, you know, what can you do for us? This is not, we're not paying you for anything. You brought us on the show, and this has been absolutely a great experience. Thank you, David. We really appreciate you and your crew.
And also one last thing, you know, again, thank you for having us on the show. And please, everybody, remember, this is a family event. We want kids out there. We need to get the kids out there representing. They're the next generation of fishermen, hunters, and outdoorsmen. And we just want to do it right. It's a family event. So, you know, get the whole family out there, and we'll have something there, and we'll continue to grow and grow and grow over the next couple of years.
All the kids under 12 are free.
Oh, hey, first responders with their ID, military ID, free, and children under 12 are free. So if you're a first responder, you're welcome. Just bring your ID. If you got military ID, bring it. You guys get in free.
And then kids 12 and under get in free. And like we talk about all the time on my show, gang, is it's super important to get children into fishing. So make sure you bring your kids to the show, wander around, have a good time, say hi to the guys. Let Richard, Adam, and Doc know you saw them here on my podcast. And show up wearing your Saltwater Guide shirts, gang. It's going to be important because if Mike Lewis is going to be there, believe me, you swing by my booth wearing one of my shirts, you're going to be getting some free stuff. We're going to be giving away stuff like we do at all the shows. So make sure you show up.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. Guys, are you guys willing to do something here special? If they show up with the shirt, they get it for free.
There you go.
Deal.
There you go.
You wear your Saltwater Guide fishing shirt, you're coming in free.
Doesn't get much better than that, gang. Make a showing like you did at the PCS show. There was a ocean of your saltwater guide shirts at the PCS show, gang. You want to get in the shirt show for free? There you go. You're going to get my shirt anyway. You might as well get one. It's like buying a ticket to the show. And then you're going to be looking cool for the rest of the fishing season because part of catching fish is looking cool. Thank you guys very much. That's super
awesome.
Sweet of you. Thank you. Oh, boom.
Absolutely.
There it is. Yeah.
Our pleasure.
There you go.
Thank
It's
you,
all about
everybody.
collaboration.
Yeah, that's awesome. Elliot, thank you very much for producing a phenomenal show. Everybody, thank you very much for watching a phenomenal show. Do us a favor, though. Do Richard, Doc, and Adam a favor. Hit that share button on the bottom of your screen. It looks like a swish, a Nike swish. Hit that share button on Facebook. Hit the share button on YouTube. Share this because there's a lot of your friends and family out there that don't know there's a show in Ventura the first couple of days of May. We got to get the word out there. It's up to all of us. Social media is super, super important because it is the driving force behind everything. It gets people that are sound asleep elected to president. It's a crazy, crazy thing, gang. So jump in there and make sure that you hit the share button and the like button. You never know. We could fill up that Ventura with like what 80 million votes. 80 million people could show up. You don't know.
Ready.
That would be
All
great.
right. Thank you, Elliot.